So let's go to the next story, which has an interesting title.
I got it. I
know.
I'm going to finesse the title real quick.
Wait.
This is bad cheese, horrible fromage. The reason why I say that, this guy stinks.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Yep.
Who is said guy, you may ask?
Yep.
Well, it's none other the human trash can. We all know.
We all hate.
Everybody hates
Mr. Wrangler Jeans, Mr. The former record holder of the all-time NFL passing records, the all-time passing record holder in interceptions thrown, Mr. Iron Man, has a lot of career stats that I don't feel like blabbering about. The former
Copperfit guy,
Copperfit, the 3-time NFL MVP, the 1-time NFL World Champion, who's been to 2 back-to-back World NFL Championship games, the big game, Mr. Brett Favre. Brett Favre, as he was named on draft day. The human trash can known as that guy continues to look terrible after more details come out from the Mississippi welfare controversy. According to new court documents, 2 years after Mississippi spent millions of dollars in welfare money on Brett Favre's daughter's university volleyball arena, he tried 2 years later to get additional cash from the state's welfare agency for another sports facility. The governor at the time, Republican Phil Bryant, texted in 2019 with Favre, who wanted to build an indoor practice facility for the University of Southern Mississippi's football team. By the way, that's Brett Favre's former team. That was his college team. So,
makes sense.
Look out for the brothers.
Yeah.
Bryant told him federal money for children and low-income adults is tightly controlled and improper use can result in a violation of federal law. Text message between Bryant and Favre in court documents seek to show the government was willing to help Favre raise private money for the volleyball facility starting in 2017 and was unaware for more than 2 years that welfare money was going to that project. The state has filed a civil lawsuit against Favre and others to recover more than $20 million in misspent welfare money intended to help people in need in one of the country's poorest states. Bryant and Favre are not facing criminal charges, and Bryant is not among those named in the state civil lawsuit. This is also Mississippi's largest public corporation case in its history. Let me tell you this. So let me backtrack a little bit, give you a little bit of history. So in 2017, Brett Favre was literally entering Pro Football Hall of Fame. He was inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2016. Top of the world, and like if you're a football fan, like that's like the greatest thing on earth. A year later, he wants to be a scumbag. Like what?
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Like how you're in greatness, and then all of a sudden you try to go rock bottom. Like
you are literally when you retired, you were the greatest quarterback in terms of statistics in NFL history. You were a first ballot Hall of Fame player. You were a 3-time NFL MVP. Your name is forever linked in NFL history. And you want to do that? Do you know how much money you make?
Yeah.
But first time being an NFL player, NFL quarterback. You know how much money you make in your career?
A lot.
And you played from 1991 to 2010.
Yeah,
that's
really
20
crazy.
seasons straight of you playing football.
And that's not even counting endorsements.
And he had plenty of endorsements when he got out the league.
Yeah.
Wrangler said, "Hey, you look pretty fit for an old guy. Come on, rock these jeans for us." Copperfield said, "Hey, you're an old guy. You're pretty sore. Come on, wear our stuff for us." What else does he have? Icy Hot? No, it's Shaq.
Yeah, if it's not whoever you're talking about, it's Shaq.
But you got the idea. Like you have all this money, but you said, "Listen, we need more." So what I'm going to do to get more money? Oh, let's just go rob. Let's just go rob the beautiful people that are that might need the money, but they'll be all right. You'll be good. No, sit down. Like you got all this money anyway. If you needed money, the Packers would help you out probably.
Yeah,
you got to make one phone call. Hey, Ted Thompson, you trying to bless? Word, I got you.
You're trying to bless.
Hey, go call up. Actually, the GM for the Vikings is weird.
So yeah, this was not very victorious of this quarterback.
This is not Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah, this is not.
This is horrible.
And unfortunately, a lot of times you see these kinds of stories where like people hit like their highs and like they think that they're untouchable, so they do a ton of stuff. And can't say the words I want to because
I know.
hi FCC. They
Hi,
do
Kyle.
yeah. So like, a lot of times you see these stories about like people like just getting to like the highest that they possibly can, and then acting like a complete dirtbag because they think that nobody can touch them. When unfortunately, that's not true.
That's not true.
Oh,
Updates in Iran. A fifth member of an Iranian volunteer paramilitary group died Sunday after clashing with what state media called rioters and thugs, as the country's president Ebrahim Raisi warned that the protesters would be dealt with decisively after days of nationwide unrest. The person died from injuries sustained on Thursday in Urmia city in northwestern Iran. Other members of Basij, a paramilitary organization connected to the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, have been killed in Qasvin, Tabriz, Mashhad, and Koshan. The protests have been sparked by the death of Masa Amini, a 22-year-old Kurdish Iranian woman detained by Morali police on September 13, accused of violating the country's conservative dress code. Hundreds of anti-government demonstrators returned to the streets of Tehran, and dozens, despite claims by state-run news agencies that pro-government rallies have put an end to the protests. The protesters organized themselves despite a crackdown by security forces and arrest of protesters and internet disruption. Protesters chanted anti-government and anti-supreme leader slogans, as well as death to dictator, while venting their anger against the Basij militias. Since last week, demonstrations have taken place in at least 40 cities nationwide, including the capital of Tehran. The protests have been demanding an end to violence and discrimination against women, as well as an end to compulsory wearing of the hijab. At least 35 people have died in Iran in recent protests over the death of Amini. No, this is devastating, that because a woman can't wear what they want, this happened. What do you guys think about that?
I hate how Iran has that. It is what I say. It's not reflection. No, this is my personal opinion.
Mhm.
I hate how Iran has this conservative ideology that's it's 2022, and I'm well aware that they're not exactly they're not of the times.
They're not the
Mhm.
most progressive country.
Yeah,
They're
they're
not.
not.
They're not like they still have that patriarchal feel, but at the same time, it's like dog. Like what?
Yeah, it's really insane that we still live in a place that type of stuff happens, and it's horrible.
It's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. Well, how about what you think, Joe?
Yeah, I really can't say what I want to once again because
Hi, Kyle.
FCC,
Hi,
hi,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
but it's absolutely devastating to see like hear all of the stories, like not even just this one, but like all of the stories that have come out in like the years like in the past years to surrounding things like this happening.
Yeah. How about you, Tanner, in the shadow realm?
Yeah, it's insane to see that stuff like this is still happening.
Yeah.
That
Do you guys think that the media has been doing a good coverage
No.
of this type of
No,
stuff?
this is the
Nope.
first time I've
This
heard
is the
about it.
first I'm hearing about
Oh,
it.
wow.
I heard about it like last week because I'm friends with somebody and she was telling me like, hey, you know what's going on now, right? Like she asked me like, oh, you're part of the radio station, right? She's like, yeah. So she asked me, she's like, you know what's going on around? I'm like, no. She sent me a whole like 3 articles. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
I've been up
tough.
to date on, like, I read the newspaper. I'm very nerdy and I read everything, and yeah, this has been one of the most devastating news like in the past week. So hopefully, I don't know, like, why do you think there's a lack of coverage? Like, why isn't this covered? And for example, like, oh, why isn't Hurricane Fiona
Ooh,
covered like
ooh.
past week? Like,
Ooh, I
what's
got it.
happening?
I got it.
Definitely has something to say. about
Because you know why?
Why?
America. It's Western Central. All the media we have is Western centralized.
Mhm.
it. Mhm.
We could care less about what's going on in the Eastern Hemisphere, specifically in the Middle East. Like the Middle East is already a giant. I can't say that, but
Yeah.
it's a mess and a half. It's like and this is not to be funny, but it's always a bomb going off in the Middle East. Like there's always something crazy going on in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And it's like when you look at it, it's like no matter which way you look at it, there's not anything that's telling. So it's like no matter which way, like what are they going to cover? Also on top of that, I don't think Iran's media coverage in general is like no one's that's a dangerous trek in itself.
Yeah. Because I'm not too brushed up on them, but I do know that like I think that they used to have a lot of like really strict censorship laws.
Yeah, I believe so too.
So I'm not sure if that I'm to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that's still how it works.
Well, now they don't have any internet, so they can't like really like send like, oh, this is happening in Iran, like send it to America because they have no internet. So it's like
that too.
they're cutting communications
because they want to try and like not get this spread out.
So like for example, Ukraine has a lot of coverage. So why does Ukraine have a lot of coverage and not this type of situation?
Because it's Europe, and for some reason America just seems to be more focused on things that are going on in Europe than anywhere else in the world.
Well, I gotta say one thing, and this is this is to be as blunt as possible. I think it's because America fears the Middle East. America fears people of color. I would say, like when you look at it, like when you really think about it, America would help Ukraine in the heartbeat because, like, okay, you know, they look like us. You know, you see people, and I do not mean to offend anybody, but like they see people, it's like, oh well, you know, they're fair skinned, so you know we'll look out for them because they're in need. And it's like that. It's like that at home too, because you see, you know, America's history has been always detrimental to people of color, and that's the reality situation, and that's just the way it is. But I think that whole idea of, you know, you don't want to look out for POCs. It's like, okay, that's still relevant in the way how they do their foreign exchanges.
Yeah, it's very insane that this type of stuff happens, and especially, you know, as a news media, like you gotta be aware of everything that happens and not just only give you one aspect of the world. Like you gotta inform about everything, including what's happening in Iran.
Victor, I'm pro Favre. You know what else I'm pro for? I'm pro money.
Yeah.
Pro money.
Pro money. But
so you're like more money, more problems.
Listen.
You have a lot of problems.
Listen. Like Biggie says, Biggie Smalls once said, "More money, more problems." Respectfully, so we ain't gonna respect Biggie Smalls.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Biggie Smalls. This sounds like a track, but that's not the point. Anyway, so yeah, cost at Tallulah's, they're popular. Shut up. Cost at Tallulah's, their popular Asbury Park pizzeria, were through the roof due to inflation. A plague fell throughout the restaurant industry. Core ingredients like flour, canned tomatoes, cheese, oil, and cured meats were all costing 30 to 40% more than usual. Table supplies like pizza boxes were more expensive too. Even the price of gas for their pizza oven was up to 60%. So how did these fine folks at Tallulah's find a way to fix this problem? Perhaps they invested in a marketing team, capitalized on the social media market, and to create exposure, new deals bringing more people into the restaurant. Well, that sounds all great. All sounds well and good, right? They didn't choose any of that. The owners thought significantly about raising price menus, but landed on a more novel idea. Why don't we start charging our customers with a new tax, and thus a 3.5% kitchen appreciation fee surcharge was created to add a tax to every bill at schools.
I'm sorry.
No. Don't be.
That happened. Tallulah says the policy has not only been a major boom for business lives, but most recently has been received by the Cookman Avenue's eatery customers. Despite what has been said, the outcry has been loud online as Americans battle ongoing inflation problems. According to the bosses, implementing the surcharge has not only kept Toulouse in business, it has allowed the restaurant to give non-tip employees a raise, which owners would say has not been possible otherwise. Salaries in the kitchen have gone up an average of 20% thanks to the policy. Wow, that's actually a W in the chat. That's a weird W. That's a rare W.
Yeah.
Weirdly
Weird
good
flex, but
W.
okay.
Yeah.
Weird flex, but okay.
Like that's great, give the staff more money, but at the same time, a kitchen appreciation fee.
That's hilarious.
I mean,
Are you
I'm
kidding?
pretty sure Britain tried that. Britain tried that with America back in like 1770 something.
Oh yeah, look at us now.
The embargo tax is crazy.
The embargo tax is absolutely wild.
Right for the pizza tea party, everyone.
I do have to say, I do appreciate the kitchen, but I'm not going to pay a tax for it. I love the
No.
kitchen. They make
The fact that
food.
it specifically called it a tax is
Yeah.
insane.
Just
A kitchen.
And I love the name Kitchen Appreciation Fee.
It's
like-
also funny that they're saying it's a major boon for, as if it's like, oh, because of the tax we're getting more people. It's like, no, you're making more money because you're making it cost more.
I think the solution here would just be they probably raise the price on the food by like $2. Like no one would.
$1.50.
If it's a place in Asbury Park, people are gonna spend money to
Yeah.
go.
No one would notice if you didn't label it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
If you just raise the I
Just-
mean pizzas are what? These small pizzas like $18.
Whoa.
Like there's places that
Hey,
pizza's a lot of money.
I've never been to Asbury Park, so
It's
I
not
don't know.
gonna change much. Pizzas are a lot of money.
that's very true. And here's that's the thing about shore towns. They got pizza everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere you listen, everywhere you look, there's a pizza shop. There's Anthony's Pizza, Nick's Pizza,
Okay.
Joe Brothers
One
Pizza.
thing I have to say. Talking about shore pizza, I might be the most hated man in Philadelphia after this.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm scared.
Oh
Tanner,
no.
I'm concerned for
This
your
does
safety.
this
Okay.
does not represent
Okay,
the
ready?
WMC radio.
This does not represent. This is me. Manco and Manco pizza is terrible.
Mango.
Yeah, it's everywhere,
thing?
like down the shore. It's at the Phillies stadium. It's like this cult classic pizza. It's like this all-time Philadelphia pizza place. I've had it. It's terrible.
Wait. What does this
Mango
pizza
and
have?
Manco and Manco.
Manco and Manco.
What is please look, please.
They used to be Mac and Mancos, but whoever it was split, so now it's just Manco and Manco, and there's Mac and Mac. It's in Ocean City, which is where I go, New Jersey, which
that's
is
why
where I
haven't been
go.
to City in years.
Mhm.
I refuse to go to City.
Yeah, I've had it. It is awful.
What's on it?
But yeah, exactly.
What's
That's
on
what
it?
I'm getting
It's
really
just-
confused.
It's just regular pizza.
What?
Oh,
It's
just
just,
a bad pizza.
it's just regular pizza. It's just bad, and everyone loves it.
okay.
It's-
So it's
it's-
like made different. Like it's just normal
would
cheese
think so.
pizza, or like
Yeah, it's just like normal pizza, but it's like this classic pizza. It's terrible.
Danny, have you had this?
Hey,
I've had it once. I don't remember it really like at all. It was just a piece of pizza. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember having it.
okay. Every time I go there, it's you have. Oh my God, you have. This is the great. It's terrible. It's at a baseball stadium. It's at
Yeah.
the Philly Stadium.
That's
It
red
says-
flag number one.
yeah,
That's
red
good.
flag pizza at a field.
Yeah. And I have my gripes about the city of Philadelphia.
Hey,
Oh, wait,
being,
wait,
a New
wait.
York, being a New York sports fan,
That's
but
fair.
Oh,
That's
that's
fair.
fair. That's fair.
But hey, Philadelphia is a beautiful city.
yeah,
Even
yeah.
though, even though
Parts.
Parts.
parts of it-
on
listen,
my way to Gettysburg which you guys already knew about. I accidentally got stranded in North Philly.
oh yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Oh,
You're alive.
And yeah, exactly.
you're
I honestly did not know if I was making it out of there alive
my God.
for a good solid 10 minutes.
Hey,
Not
we,
know
we,
if I was getting
we
out
have
of
that. We have stuff like that in New York.
That's true,
I
but
think we have stuff like that in every city.
Yeah. Yeah, the shady spots.
Shout out Atlanta. Shout out Detroit.
No, we got more entertainment news. Decent bag for Olivia Wilde.
That's wild.
That's why. That's wild.
I have a lot to say about this.
Yes. Oh, let's go. Okay. Warner Bros. Don't Worry, Darling. A good opening weekend with $19.2 million, opening from 4,000 locations. Experts say that movie success is driven primarily by female moviegoers interested in lead stars Florence Pugh and Harry Styles. They also added an extra $30 million from the overseas market. The run up to the release of Don't Worry Darling has been filled with non-stop drama about the filming of the movie, most notably over an alleged feud between Pugh and director Olivia Wilde. Critics have not enjoyed the film with as they have given it a 38% Rotten Tomato score. Opening weekend audiences have been somewhat kinder to the film with audience scores of B minus on Cinema Score, 81% audience Rotten Tomatoes rating, and 72% positive on ComScore Screen Engine's post track. Meanwhile, a movie from 2009 that re-released made just as much as this film. Domestic ticket sales for Avatar have reached $10 million, another $20 million in international markets. So yeah, Danny was very excited for the
Yeah,
story. I
so
just want to know your thoughts.
I'm
Go
happy to
crazy.
say I contributed $9 to that $19.2 million opening weekend. And I don't normally say this, but I actually agree with the Rotten Tomatoes critics score for once. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was not yet. It will seem deep to you if the deepest movie you've ever seen is Joker. Basically, it is.
Okay.
It is
Oh.
not deep, and it seems like it's trying to be. It seems like it's trying to be Get Out, but for white women in suburban America.
All right.
Oh
One,
my God,
That's a saying.
That's no, I'm not even. That's literally what the movie is basically about. You know, not getting into spoiler territory, but that's more or less what it is. And also, yeah, the main draw for this movie is definitely Harry Styles. When I saw it, it was quite literally only like late high school, early college age girls dragging their boyfriends along was the entire group of
Okay.
people in the theater.
I
That
okay.
was it.
So before I have to, I don't know if anyone has an answer for it. Why did Harry Styles get a banner for 15 consecutive nights at Madison Square Garden
It's Harry Styles
when he
bro.
didn't play 15 consecutive nights at Madison Square Garden?
Oh really? Well,
I was at a
consecutive,
concert.
yeah.
I was at a concert when he was in the middle of the thing,
Mm.
and it wasn't him. It wasn't
Ooh.
15 consecutive nights. I don't know why this is happening, and I can't find an answer for it anywhere.
Wow.
It's driving me nuts. Why? How does he get a banner at Madison Square Garden? How?
Mm. That's very interesting.
Budget cuts.
Budget cut.
How? It wasn't 15 consecutive nights,
Budget cuts.
and now he's in the movie.
He's in a Marvel movie too.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't see that. I didn't see that
appeared in-
movie because
And
I
what
didn't
was the
care.
name of that?
Eternals.
Eternals. Yeah.
I didn't see that movie because
One
I
of the
didn't
worst
care.
movies of 2021.
Ooh, yeah,
That movie was rough.
yeah. But what
I
I
a lot of that movie.
Yeah.
They tried to do a lot.
Oh, they've fallen off.
they fall off.
They-
After
they-
Endgame,
yeah,
it was
honestly,
the end game for them.
it was
Bro.
the end game.
Yes, I talk about this. I've talked about this a lot.
WandaVision was good, Loki was good, and Spider-Man was good,
Yeah.
and that's been about it.
Yeah,
Captain America was good.
it was okay.
There's too much.
There's too much.
of it.
They got too much going on.
There's too much of it, and they're over focused on quantity over quality. When so there's too much mediocre to not
Yeah.
good stuff out
So it
there.
used to be the opposite.
Yeah,
It used to be like 1 or 2 movies a year.
yeah. We
And-
had 9 projects last year.
You want to be. It used to be
That's
1 or 2 things a year, and they were really good. And now it's kind of 8 or 9 things, and they're
I believe
they're mid.
we got 40 hours of new MCU content last year alone.
Oof.
Yep,
I think I did the math. I'm pretty sure it's like 40 or around there.
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But hey, what's amazing is that we still see Avatar in the movie theater. Like it wasn't. It came out in 2009.
No,
It has no-
Did they have like a re-release?
Yeah, that's
That's
yeah,
like right
that's
now.
what
Yeah.
that's
The
what I just
Morbius.
read.
It's Morbin time.
More, it's more than time.
Hey, I like Avatar, but like rescreening it over and over and
Yeah.
over, like why?
Yeah, well, they're rescreening it now because the new one's coming out.
Oh, that's
is
true.
the main reason. At least I think.
Is anybody excited for the new one?
I
No.
honestly forgot to know it existed. That's what it existed.
I haven't seen any promotion. I saw the one trailer and like the one poster, and that's it.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer like
Yeah.
on Twitter, I think.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, nice. Avatar.
It seems like it's gonna be because the first one, the main thing about the first one is that it looks cool, basically.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the main draw for it, is that it looks cool and it's immersive with the CGI or whatever. No one likes the first Avatar because of the story. As
Yeah,
far as I know.
Yeah, it's because of the
It was new
visuals.
for the time,
Yeah.
but now since then we've had
Mhm.
however many movies of
Yes,
every-
yeah.
everything
every
CGI.
Marvel movie has the same level of CGI as
Yeah.
Avatar
Yeah.
now, or at least the
Okay.
same amount of CGI.
L of the day goes
Cam.
to
Not me yet. Not
Yes.
me. Not me
Yeah,
yet.
yes, it,
Not not
no,
me yet.
No,
not me.
no.
it went to you when you said that you use the produce bags for bags. in
That's
the
not
grocery
no.
store.
That's not no. That's just being resourceful.
big-
That's being that's just being resourceful.
Yeah,
That's
hold this.
hold this.
Tell me Cam's over here telling me I'm number one. Thank you so much.
Of course. Listen. It's called being resourceful. Using your resources is a great thing. It's a key factor. True story. Anyway,
Okay.
sometimes you just want to enter that club.
Yes.
And for Junior Alberto Neves Lopez, that's exactly what he was going to do. Exactly, he thought all he wanted to do was enter the Firestone Sky Bar. Rejection is a part of life. Just go to a different establishment, get something to eat, or just go back home, right? But Mr. Lopez is indeed what we like to call Victor. Turn me down a little bit.
Okay, I'll turn you down. I'm turning you down. You're all the way down.
Yay. So in typical Florida man fashion, Fort Myers Switch responded to the Firestone Sky Bar after 12:30 a.m. You got kicked out at 12:30 a.m. Are you kidding me? After being kicked out of the Sky Bar, Junior Alberto Neves Lopez got in his car, hit the reverse, and intentionally drove towards the bouncers who were standing outside to help others. Fortunately, everyone was able to move out the way to avoid being hit.
Wow.
He was the only person being injured after smashing his car to the building.
Oh my God.
Florida people are crazy.
Lopez was brought to the hospital. Was brought to the Lee Memorial Hospital as a precaution before being sent over to Lee County Jail. So here's my time to give him the bestowed honor of the L of the day.
No, that still goes to you, Cam.
I will pop you.
Do it.
Oh no, we can't condone this. We don't condone this. Okay.
I just popped Joe.
Ooh.
Yo, honestly, I should like just bring a giant sign that just says L.
We should have that.
Or you know what? The Dollar Store has some.
Well, we had an L on the TV, like Tanner. Give us
Yeah.
give us the
Give us the L again.
Give us a
Sorry, y'all can't say sorry.
yeah.
Listen, you know what, dude?
Do it on the
Starting
seat
next
also.
week, I'm going to just go get a giant L.
Yeah, so you can hold it for the entirety
I
of the show.
will,
That's smart.
I will pop you again. Again is crazy,
Again, it's absolutely insane.
but yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. So L of the day, we got two.
No, first of all,
Multiple.
What? My brother.
At least he didn't forget his bags.
Oh no!
They probably
Well played.
the plastic bags are probably not banned in Florida. To be fair,
Yeah, no.
That's true.
They're definitely not.
listen,
This
this
governor down there.
you know all this. You know this sounds like an episode of a regular show. Let's hear it.
That's what I was going for. I'm cultured. You see?
I am cultured. We are hopefully. Anyway, but like my brother. How do you like you get kicked out? You kicked out the bar. That's one thing, right? What did you do to kick out the bar at 12:30 a.m.? And then what made you think it was a good idea to try to hit the bouncers?
We in Florida.
What happens in Florida? It's like Vegas. What happens in Florida stays in Florida.
No, unfortunately, no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. They spread some news.
No, unfortunately.
So it's not like Vegas.
Because we're talking about it in New Jersey.
As we speak.
What happens in Florida kind of creeps up on us.
Yes.
Creeps us on us on the news. Yeah. And I gotta say, like, I just checked it out, and yes, there's no ban on plastic bags in Florida. So, yeah, something
That's why
that-
he doesn't forget his bag, because he has them accessible. Jerks. Don't look at me like that, Tanner. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
No, we're gonna look at you like that, Cam.
Don't look like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
All I gotta say, he dressed up as who?
Yes.
I need to see the story. I need to see the story now.
Hey, you guys remember January 6th? That crazy nonsense.
Yeah, I remember that.
Pepper Sparks remember January 6th.
Oh,
January 6th.
Well,
Yeah, can't take this one off, please.
oh boy.
New Jersey native Timothy Hale Cusinelli does. For those who don't remember, he was the one who dressed up as Adolf Hitler and held a security clearance.
Before you keep going, is this Cartman?
To be honest, it might be.
I think this was the plot of an episode. I believe so.
Listen, Trey Parker and Matt Stone have a lot of explaining to do at this one. Now that big old sack of dumb stuff was sentenced to 4 years in federal prison. Timothy's argument in court was just as bad as having dressed up as Hitler. In his court case, he failed to convince jurors that he did not know Congress met at the Capitol and claimed he made on the stand to avoid conviction for obstruction of Congress. Here's the real statement for why he said he didn't know Congress met at the Capitol. I know this sounds idiotic, but I'm from New Jersey.
Such a Jersey
Yeah,
thing
just
to
a
say.
question. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear this at home, but that was the sound of me slapping my own forehead.
It did.
Yeah, I
you
heard
could
that.
hear it. That was pretty great. That was pretty great. We got some special effects also.
But the flow machine is crazy. I feel like an idiot. It sounds idiotic, and it is. U.S. District Judge Trevor McFadden, a Trump-appointed judge who oversaw Hale Cusinelli's trial, said that his testimony was highly dubious and indicated that he was open to a sentencing enhancement. McFadden said Thursday that he claimed that the Hale Cusinelli did not know Congress met at the Capitol was a reasonable lie and an obvious attempt to avoid accountability. McFadden said that Hale Cusinelli, quote, obviously knew that Congress met at the Capitol, noting that he even told his roommate that he was outside the House of Representatives on January 6th. McFadden also said that he was appalled by the language Hale Cusinelli used to a female officer on January 6th, which he called her an unprintable word. Federal prosecutors sought 6.5 years in prison. Hale Cusinelli was convicted of all 5 counts. He faced, including a felony charge of obstruction of an official proceeding. McFadden found, however, that a lower sentencing range should apply because interfering with the certification of the Electoral College vote did not qualify as interfering with the, quote, administration of justice.
Wow, this story.
That gave me a headache.
What did
This-
he happened at the Capitol building?
Don't
They sip tea.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
no.
That's what it looks like. That's
Oh
wild.
my god.
That's terrifying.
that is terrifying. Thank you, Isaiah, for showing us that. Oh my god.
I didn't need to see that at
Yeah.
8:55 in the morning.
But wow, like
That's
we saw a lot of things in January 6th. but
Listen, you saw a lot of crazy stuff in the world in general. That might have taken the cake.
Yeah.
that's also another
he-
L. I
No,
would say.
no. That,
The massiveness of L.
This man went to the Capitol. I guess he went dressed up as Hitler, right?
That's what.
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
what the
he went
story-
to the cap. Okay, I didn't know if those two separate things or not.
No,
He went
no,
that
he did.
no,
and just went
Adolf Hitler.
and he went dressed as that and went.
just
I didn't know what happened. What did you just say? You were guilty.
Yeah, no
Yes.
one, no
Just
one
say
was
you
there
were
on
guilty.
that day if they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, he was.
Literally.
It's not like he was just strolling past the cap. Oh, it's a nice walk. It's a nice walk. a nice walk, you know. I'm from New Jersey, and then
Hi.
he goes, I'm from New Jersey. Okay,
And
that
Yeah,
doesn't
and
make any. You're from New Jersey. Oh, I'm from New Jersey too. You don't see me doing that.
Yeah.
How do
I'm
you?
from
That
New
might be
Jersey.
the worst
Person to exist ever.
I'm
Yeah,
from New
and
Jersey,
that might
I
be the
know where
worst.
The Capitol building is, and I know what happens there.
Yeah, everyone knew Everyone knew what was going on that day.
They do. They do.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm from New Jersey. I'm just dressed up as this terrible, terrible dictator.
I'm
Let me
just
go
dressed
walk
up as
around.
I'm just dressed up as one of, if not the worst people of all time, and I'm just gonna take a quick trip to Washington D.C. Oh, just to the Capitol. Oh, I didn't know what was going on. I'm from New Jersey.
Even if you know, to play devil's advocate for 2 seconds, even if he didn't know there was something going on, would the massive crowd swarming the Capitol building
Yeah.
not have tipped you off that
Yeah.
something was happening there?
Yeah. It could have been like, oh,
You absolute buffoon.
This is
This
There's so much wrong with
this
it.
though.
yeah. There's
Listen,
so much.
this is crazy in itself.